This episode of Champ and the Tramp is brought to you by Corona Seltzer. We just got their brand new variety pack, tropical flavors. My man, Mr. Effie over there, is sipping on one himself.
Yeah, man, I cracked pineapple pina. It's delicious, perfect for summer. Go get yours today at any liquor store in your neighborhood.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the Champ and the Tramp, let the bomb blast.
Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Champ and a Tramp. I'm gonna start this episode out with a little shout out or something. So I'm gonna keep his name out of it, but we'll call him RB. RB hit us up on a DM, said, "Great show. Some of the best are just you two talking shit. But I've noticed every show, Frankie always has something to say about gay." He must be talking about Roger. Right? You're gay? You're gay. Anyway, Frankie has to be a little gay or has to at least thought about it. You know he has. Smiley face. Listen, RB.
You are technically you are a little
RB. RB. You know why RB wrote this? He's hoping that I'm the guy that checks the DMs and I slide up in RB's DMs.
Have you?
Have I what?
Slid up in RB's DMs.
Listen, bro. Come on. Come on. The only gay guy in this room is wearing
telling.
green.
It's
The only gay guy in this room is wearing hunter green.
It's deflecting.
Are you camouflage? You trying to hide your gayness?
Yes.
I have no problem with gay people. Like I said, I'm fucking very good friends with Roger. And I sit on the couch next to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd sit on this couch next to you. Mm-hmm. You want to come over here?
No, I'm good. Thanks, buddy.
I'm here to build you up. I give you the real world. Okay? I'm old school.
Well, it
right?
hurts.
I give you the real world.
It hurts. It hurts my feelings. What's going on, bud? What's going on with you? I got a story to tell you to kick this off. So my girl today had a little road rage incident. We've talked a little bit about that. We talked about the gym guy and you. But today she was on Route 37, which is like the main road that goes into Seaside through Toms River.
Yeah, I know, buddy. I live here.
No, talking to
the fans. I know.
Talking to the people listening.
I'm joking.
Busy road, it's like 3 lanes each way. And I tell her all the time, she's an aggressive driver, and I tell her all the time, fuck, what is the fucking hurry? And I'm a little bit of an aggressive driver, but I feel like she's worse. I always say, what is the fucking hurry? Why are we you're giving me anxiety? Like you're riding this person's ass. And she's like, get out of the way. She's like, and it is annoying. Left-hand drivers that are doing, if you're on the parkway and you're in the left-hand lane and you're doing 65 miles an hour and the cars to the right of you are doing 70, get the fuck out of the left lane.
I agree.
Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like,
where are they from usually?
I mostly see New York and Massachusetts.
PA too. PA.
Yeah, PA.
Left lane drivers.
Yeah, New York by far the biggest ones I see.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, now she just told me about this right before I came here because she didn't want to tell me because I give her such a hard time about tailgating people all the time. I'm like, one day someone's gonna get out and fucking say something, right? Well, it happened today.
Wow.
It happened.
You were with her?
No. I don't think it would happen if I was with her.
Oh,
so,
no? Why?
I just don't.
Big Bad Raj?
No, I just think that people aren't. I think that guys
they're more inclined
are less,
to get out on a little girl than
Yeah. I think so. I think this was an older guy. She said he was an older guy. But anyway, long story short,
an older guy.
She's I'm sure tailgating him. But she said, look, I wasn't even like in one of those moods where I'm like, get the fuck out of the way. She's like, I'm on the phone talking to my girlfriend, and we're just having a good conversation. And apparently, I was riding his ass, and she's like, I admit it. I don't even want to tell you that, but I probably was. And he just dead stops in the middle of 37.
Wow,
and
that's dangerous, dude.
And
that's
he gets
stupid.
out and he walks back and
that's even more dangerous.
He tries to rip her mirror off, but it won't come off. Yeah.
No.
So she's got a fiery little Italian mouth on her. She rolls the window down, and his mother effing him up and down, and he kicks her door.
Oh,
and
what?
And she's saying, he's saying, you drive like a fucking asshole. You fucking ride my ass. And she's like, what? I'm a little girl. She's like, I weigh 98 pounds. Let me call my boyfriend. You say that shit to him. And I'm like, what are you getting me into that for? But if I was in the car, obviously I would have got out and said something. But I wasn't there. I was at work. Told me the whole story. Apparently they held up traffic for a while. Traffic was like backed up behind them. And then he finally got in his car and left. And then she pulled up next to him at the light, and she's talking shit to him. I was like, well, you could have let it go at that point. So she called
car jacked up.
She called Tom's River PD and said, like, I don't know if this guy messed my car door up, because she didn't get out to look. She's like, but he guy. So the cops, the dispatcher said, we'll send a cop out. Just pull over wherever you're at. And they did. And she talked to the cop, and the cop said, that guy actually called and said you were the one that got out of your car and came up to his car.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it was like, is she telling the truth?
I mean, I can't see her getting out with a dude. She said he was an older guy, but still, I can't see her getting out of the car with a dude. And,
well, she hangs out with you. You're an older guy.
You ever have a road rage? The one we talked about on the show with the guy from my gym?
No, I told you when I was 16.
Yes, you did. Cabriolet story, right?
No, that was that. Wow, that was a different one.
Oh, was it? I thought you.
Another one. I got in trouble.
Talk about the cabriolet story.
We talked about that already.
On air?
Yeah.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now the other one was some lady. I don't remember. I was driving. She cut me off, I think, and we whatever, exchanging pleasantries.
Yeah.
I'm with a bunch. I'm 17. Just got my license, I think. And the guy tries to the woman's like tries driving me off the road. I'm like, what the fuck? I get out. I'm like, what the fuck, out of the car? Tries hitting me as I'm out the car. And then whatever that
she swung on you?
No, like hit with the car. I was out the car, swerving at me, kind of. And I'm whatever. We that's it. F you. We went one way. I thought they went the other way. Well, they followed us, right? I think someone I was with might have mooned them too. You know what I mean? In this whole process, and they followed us. I was actually at a party with my cousin. He was older. I was at a party. It's one of his buddy's house, and some cops come and they're like, "Is Frank Edgar here? Who's the owner of that white Maxima?" And I'm like, I was like the young kid at this party. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's me. We go outside, and the guy's there, the ladies, and she's fucking yelling at me. And the cops were like, they were drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was, but the husband was hammered. He was talking shit out the window and shit, and he looked hammered, And she pressed charges on us. Assault charge said we got out of the car and shook her car, which was not true at all.
Right.
We didn't. I got out of the car, but I didn't touch nothing,
Yeah.
And I had to go to like juvenile committee court.
Right,
try to get expunged.
because people just drive aggressive around here.
I'll even, but I'm like this. You cut me off, I'll be like, what the fuck? And if you give me my bad,
yeah.
I'm like,
well, that's the
cool.
thing. If you're in the wrong, I feel like if you're in the wrong,
you got to be apologetic.
Yeah, you just got to stick your hand out the window and be like, my bad. If you do that, or if a car in front of me does that, I'm like, all right,
I got you. Yeah.
But it's the people that flip you off or whatever.
When they do it, they do it, and then they flip. Yeah. Oh man.
And it's tough when it's a girl because you can't do much. You know what I mean? Like that happened to me. I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I was on 37. I don't even remember where it was going. It doesn't matter. It's not important to the story. But I was in the left lane. She's in the middle lane, and we're coming up on like Route 9. I'm going westbound. We're coming up on like Route 9, where it kind of all bottlenecks and jams up. And I'm cruising along 60 miles an hour or whatever, and she pulls out of the center lane right in front of me, and like I had to not lock up the brakes, but I had to get on the brakes hard. So I laid on the horn and gave her the finger. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was a girl at the time. She is in the rear view flipping me off, all this crap. So I'm in my Jeep. We get past. She's going the same way I am. We get past, Parkway, Route 9, all that. We get in front of the hospital, and we're at the light. She's still in front of me at the light, flipping me off out the window and stuff. And I'm
you
like,
giving some back?
Oh, of course. But I'm like, if that was a dude, I would definitely get the fuck out and rip the door open. Definitely, yeah. Just because, like, fuck, you're gonna act that tough. Someone's gonna call you out on it, But it's a chick, so you can't do nothing. You just gotta fucking take it or whatever. So.
But one day I want to just like I pay insurance for how long? I never used my insurance. One day I want to take my car. Yeah. Someone does that to me and just fucking ram right into them.
Right. But it goes to your point. If she'd have literally just stuck her hand out the window and been like, "All right, my bad. I did kind of pull right out in front of you," I'd have been like, "No big deal." No, she's fucking flipping me off like she's in the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Whatever.
Well, I listen to this episode. I'm halfway through it about on Rogan.
Okay.
Some North Korean defector. This girl, I don't know. She's a young girl, but I think she defected when she was 13. Bro, the shit she's saying is fucking wild.
How did she defect? Because
she went to China. Oh, you know the way.
No. But the only stories I've ever heard is there's been a couple examples of it. One was not that long ago where the guy got shot multiple times, but he took the military Jeep and he tried crossing the DMZ, and they're shooting at him the whole time and shit. And then he got to and you see it. It's all on it's all on black and white. Oh, it's crazy video, and they're chasing the whole time, shooting at him the whole time, and he's running, and he got hit multiple times, but he made it to the South Korea side, whatever it is.
And died?
No. And it showed it was like an infrared, like heat sensing camera, and you could see his body laid down next to it. So they kind of thought maybe he was dead, but then you see the South Korean soldiers go up and drag him. He lived.
Wow.
But that's how that dude defected. I mean, you got to want freedom.
Bro,
and they say your families are going to get persecuted if you do that.
For generations.
Right.
Bro, there's literally families now that are fucking still in concentration camps because their parents in the beginning of the the North Korean War, South Korean War, their parents talked to Americans at one time.
Isn't that crazy?
And that's 5 generations later.
Yeah.
And they're fucking still in concentration camps. They don't have electricity. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. She's like she see dead people on the road all the time. It was normal to her. She would no empathy because it was so normal.
Really?
Everybody's starving all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do people do? Live off the land? I mean, do they?
Well, yeah, but there's no land. No one's growing anything. Like she's talking about, it's like forage.
Right.
Fucking forage, crickets, stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know, man. Not that I've ever been to a place like that, but I don't know. I think we're so divided right now. You either think that every place is amazing to live, or you realize how great America is to live.
She went to her speech is pretty good. You know what I mean? Her accent, I'm saying, wasn't that bad. But she went to school here. She's obviously a very smart girl. You know, she's like saying how it's like Orwellian stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. They're talking about it coming here.
They're talking.
Obviously, it's fucking night and day, dude. It's crazy. Listen, do you know when I think I was talking about this last time. North Korean calendar starts.
No.
It starts when Kim Jong-il was born.
Oh, right. You told me that. Yeah.
Right. So
is that a fact?
Listen, yes. She said it today. She said it. Listen, they took the Bible.
So nothing existed? There's no history books prior?
No.
Really?
They don't teach history, nothing there.
Wow.
Right? So listen, they took the Bible and he's God, Kim Jong-il is God, and Kim Jong-un is his son, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what they say. So when she was young, she was brainwashed,
right.
And she thought that Kim Jong-un or Il or whatever it was, and could hear her thoughts because she was God. He was God. God could hear. What I mean? The God knows what you're thinking.
If you're indoctrinated with that and you know nothing else, how did she have the capacity or the mindset to be like, okay, I don't believe in this bullshit. I want to get out.
Yeah, usually, I think her parents were trying to get out.
Okay.
Something like that. Her and her mother got out
through China.
Wow. But she was saying that China's fucked up because China would rounds them up and gives them back and rapes them and stuff like that.
Really?
They get raped, right? They come back to North Korea pregnant, and the men kick them in the stomach and kill the babies.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
And people think that America's a shitty place to live. Some people, I should say. How crazy is that? Wow.
But China is, pretty much co-sign all this shit.
Yeah. Well, it's a communist country too.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
So when you say they escape via China, how?
I don't know. I heard her just say something via China. I think through I don't know. Now she said now you can't. Back then this was whatever. I don't know. Well, she's younger, but probably 10 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
So now there's an electric fence all around North Korea, right? Electric fence all around, and they have
the coast. Or the DMZ?
No, around the whole fucking our coast.
The coast,
like the
wow.
I don't know if I think it's landlocked, right? Is it? I don't know if it is. But anyway, yeah,
there's
around the border, not the
goes,
coast, but the border. The whole border has an electric fence. And they have people gunmen and minefields.
Wow.
It's like no, she's like pretty much you can't leave now.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Rogan has some very interesting guests, man.
Well, and then she was talking about how in China. Remember I talked about this with the one baby policy back in the day, and they used to abort all the women because they wanted the men.
Mm-hmm.
There's 30 million people in China that will probably never be with a woman.
That will never be with a woman.
30 million men will never be with a woman in China.
God damn, I'm so envious of those guys.
Yeah. Imagine that though.
No, I can't. No. That's crazy. Just because of...
How about this? She said I'm just thinking of some shit. It's fucking wild. That you have to have a picture of Kim Jong-il in your house. right? And there's people that come and inspect your house in the middle of the night. And if your picture's dusty, that's means for execution.
The son, Kim Jong, the one in power now, Kim Jong-un. His father was in power prior.
Yeah, Kim
right?
Jong-il, he's Kim Jong-un, right? Yeah.
Father died, and then he became.
And
the
it's crazy,
successor,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
That is crazy. I don't know. Man. I mean, I say it again. We live in an amazing country where I feel like we're losing our freedoms.
What she was talking
little
about.
by little.
Yeah.
You see what's going on in Australia right now?
Oh, I know.
Bro.
Well, I mean, look at
police helicopters flying over fucking enforcing mask mandates.
I know, and arresting people.
Crazy in the streets just for walking around. It's crazy, bro. And what do they have over there? Like, is it a charter? Like, we have a constitution, obviously, and a Bill of Rights. Canada has like a charter. What is Australia?
What's a charter? I don't understand. Like a charter, I don't know.
It would be Canada's version of our constitution. It's what.
Why is it called a charter?
I don't know.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, you know that for a fact.
Yes, that Canada is governed by their charters. Yes.
Charter.
Right, but I'm asking you if you know, what is Australian governed by? What is their body of law?
Don't know.
All right, well,
I thought Crocodile Dundee ran it off.
You might know with a big knife.
Not a knife. That's a knife.
He died, didn't he?
No.
No?
Is he?
I don't know. I think
Paul Hogan.
He's alive?
He's got to be
Is he?
alive.
All right. Well, I was a little off on that one. Sorry about
great
that.
fucking
Sorry
movie.
about that, Paul. It was a great movie.
Bring that back.
It was a great movie. It really was. Yep.
You can't play that movie today.
Why?
Remember he in the club scene?
What? What did he say?
How he found out if a chick was a chick, really a chick or not a chick?
I forget. What was the scene?
There's a girl that's dressed. There's a guy dressed up as a girl trying to hit on him. So he goes and grabs. He's like he suspected it, so he went and grabbed. Oh shit! You got a dick. You got a dick and balls.
No shit. That was in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That might have been part 2. Maybe that was part 2. But yeah, it was in one of those movies.
I feel like that was so long ago. That was before the big like trans push. No, like that was.
I don't know. What do you mean trans push?
Well, like now you can be female and compete in. Excuse me. Now you can be male and compete in female sports. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's very new, right?
Yeah. I'm saying that's like the new thing is being trans now. That Crocodile Dundee was way before that. No.
Yeah, but there was trans people around forever, bro.
Of course, I'm not saying that, but to put it in a movie as fodder, as part of the storyline is before their time, really. It's kind of.
Think they were innovative.
They were innovators. You know what I've been watching lately? Like I'm just hooked since they took live PD off. There's no more live PD now. It used to be Cops. Cops got canceled because of a cameraman actually got shot. Yeah, cameraman got shot.
What?
Yeah, cameraman got shot and died, I believe, in a shootout. So that was part of it, and I think there was some chatter about it that it was a racist show too, because it was also, I think you could pull that up, Andrew. Wasn't there some talk about that? It was racist because too many African American men were getting arrested on the show or something. Anyway, it got pulled, and then Live PD came out. That was Cops. I'm sorry. I think Cops got canceled because a guy got shot. Live PD got canceled because of the racial issues, and now there's a new one on, at least new to me anyway. It's called Body Cam. And I've been watching the shit out of it lately. Some of the stuff on there is insane, bro. It's cops, body cameras, and then it's a lot of them getting shot in the line of duty. And you see how quick these happen, like how quickly they get shot, And they're always trying to go less lethal first, and then they pull their firearms. But by the time they get their firearm out, usually they've been shot several times.
Yeah. It's
it's crazy. I've been watching a lot of it lately, and just the public should realize just how quickly, everybody's so quick to judge cops, but you watch.
So now the new cop show is a bunch of cops getting shot.
Basically, it basically is.
Yo,
man.
For real, that's crazy.
Basically is. Yeah,
that's crazy. Cops go from arresting people to getting shot, and then people are like, yeah, well, okay, that's good.
I would say
we won't cancel that.
Half of the episodes, at least, are cops getting shot or getting run over or getting dragged down the road in a car, at least.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I've been watching the shit out of it lately, and there's some it's like you can't take your eyes off it. It's riveting stuff.
Riveting.
I think so.
Riveting.
I think so. I don't know what your thing is, bro, but
I know people getting shot and fucking.
No, it's just the story.
Ran over.
No, because
I know, I'm joking.
They follow them after they recover. Most of them recover. Most of them have bulletproof vests. Which
you are uptight like a gay guy, though.
Which keeps them alive.
You're very clean too, aren't you? Very neat.
Yeah, I try.
Dude. You got a lot of the qualities, buddy.
Look
a lot of qualities.
Look how much you talk about it, though.
A lot of qualities. RP.
That was
I ain't happening, RP.
That was that guy's point, is the amount you talk about it. It's insane.
Oh, God. I got to fucking bring some life to this fucking show, right?
Ever lose a friend to suicide?
People I know. I don't want to say like a close friend, but people I know.
Really?
I knew pretty well. Not, but again.
Do you know what their struggle was? Do you know where their depression came from, or where their?
Yeah, I think I talked about it the one time. It was a friend of mine. I don't want to say any names, but it was a friend of mine, and the kid was gay. And I don't know if that had everyone supported him being gay, so I don't know why.
Well, not you, pal, on this show.
Oh,
but.
Shut up! I don't care if someone's gay. Like, I'm fucking friends with you, bro. As I keep saying, like, you know what I mean? I sit next to you every fucking week. I'm not big on gay people, bro. I don't care. All right.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Obviously,
I appreciate.
Okay,
that.
so
yeah.
I make light of Joe. I make light of your situation.
Okay.
I make light of your pain. Okay. You know what I mean?
All right. Sounded degrading the way you say it, but okay.
So so what I'm saying. Where were we?
You were talking. I said you ever lose a friend to suicide.
Yes,
and you started to tell, and you said your friend was.
Yeah, and he
was struggling with coming out, or
no? I'm pretty sure he was. I mean, I knew he was gay.
Yeah.
I think the family embraced him, but maybe I would assume maybe the pressures of that brought him to do that. But I mean, nowadays, this is probably 5 years ago now, 6 years ago. But I mean, it's pretty. Accepted nowadays, don't you think? So
yeah, definitely.
And then another one I told you was
it's usually your inner circle. It's not so much that people, it's pretty widely accepted in the world, or the U.S. at the least, and socially.
Maybe his dad,
maybe his dad, maybe his uncle. Maybe
but I don't think they did. I don't
yeah.
think they cared. That's the thing.
All right.
But again, I don't know.
Gotcha.
And then another one was
not that it matters.
gun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shot himself.
Wow.
And but I got the call. I got a call from my friend, from this person, his brother, and I didn't get it. I forgot what I just wasn't right on my phone, and I called him later, and he's like, "Oh," so I went there, went to the house. But if I got the call before that, I would have went there and seen everything.
I have a very very similar story to that. But go ahead. You said you had another story.
No, and then another one is I won't even describe it, but. This dude was married to someone I know, and they just had a baby, and I think he had I don't know. Supposedly he had problems with porn. I'm like, what the fuck's that mean, problems with porn? But supposedly he was like what is that, like chatting with people and stuff, and he's fucking maybe masturbating, whatever, I don't know. And I think him and his wife at the time would have issues about this. And I don't know if that got to him. It's kind of crazy. I'm sure you can get through it. But whatever. He's watching his baby. His wife left. He went down to the garage and fucking hung himself.
With his kid home?
While his kid was sleeping and taking a nap. He knew his wife was coming home. It was only gone for like an hour.
Wow.
And she comes home and finds him in the garage.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
You never know, man. People you meet, nobody tells you they're demons when you meet them. You say, hey, how are you, man? What's going on? What's going on? Everybody's like, great, man. Yeah, life's good. But you don't know what people are struggling with, And that's coming from a guy that dealt with some depression issues in his life. I'm good now, but nobody would have known. You didn't know,
Oh, I know a little bit. I just didn't know you were fucking that dramatic.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I got a couple stories. A number of stories. I think I counted one time in my phone. I've had my same phone number for 25 years. But I think I counted. There's like 8 or 9 dead people. Not all of suicide.
Yeah, well,
not all of suicide. But like horrible car wrecks or whatever. But my 2 really really good friends. I guess I'll start with my high school friend. I won't even say his name. Doesn't matter. But great kid. I could say his first name, I guess. But Mike. We did tons of stuff together. We were always into riding ATVs and quads and dirt bikes, and Mike was super smart, like a super smart guy, but like kind of a little bit of a dork in some ways, but like book smart. Definitely was like destined to be like an engineer or something like that, So anyway, always every weekend we were like inseparable. It was a group of us, maybe like 5 of us, that would usually go to my buddy's camp on the lake and stay up there and ride quads and dirt bikes and do a little drinking or whatever, harmless stuff compared to what kids do now anyway. But he was really into like snowmobiling. He kind of got me into snowmobiling a little bit. And I remember my senior year of high school, I was struggling a little bit academically my senior year.
Get out.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't know why I took, they call it college bound, which are the harder courses because it's, basically prefaces you to get into college.
College bound.
And I should have never taken it because I didn't
These are learned folks.
Because I didn't go to college, but at the time my parents wanted me to. So anyway, long story short, I'm saying it again. Mike took my final exam for me because I needed like a 85 to pass my senior year, and I paid him. I paid him like $40. He took my final exam for me, and he got me like a 90 on it, and I graduated.
Wow.
I would have had to take like summer classes if he didn't do that. So anyway, I would always, go home. And I moved to Jersey. I would always go home and visit and hang out and see him and stop in and see his family and stuff. And he had a younger sister that was maybe, I don't know, when we were seniors, she might have been like sophomore or something, but she was a sweetheart. And both came from like a really good family, like solid parents. Dad was a builder. Mom was a superintendent of schools, and just great family. And I would always go, stop in, visit him whenever I came home, see him at like soccer games and stuff. Well, he bought a brand new pickup. I remember it was the wintertime, and he bought a brand new pickup. And I think he was starting to work on his house. He was going to build his own house, which is a pretty big undertaking for a guy in his early 20s. And he bought a brand new truck, and he was on this road back in Maine where I grew up. It's kind of a windy road. It's called the Marshville Road. And his sister, he was driving, and another kid that I know was on the passenger side. Sister was in the middle, and they were going too fast. And the story is he'd had a couple beers, literally a couple. He wasn't drunk or whatever, but they'd left like a house where they had a couple drinks. They were going to another house, and he was in this new pickup, and he was going too fast. And it was the middle of the winter, icy roads or whatever. And I guess they missed a corner and hit a culvert. When they hit
what's a culvert?
A culvert is like the metal round tubes that water runs through that goes under like a driveway.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they hit this, and the truck went airborne, and all three got ejected. Oof. Yeah, all three got thrown out of the vehicle. Everybody was pretty heavily injured. Emily landed in the middle of the road. Mike landed in the middle of the road. Both like life-threatening injuries. Larry kind of landed in the ditch on the other side of the road, I guess, and I think he broke his arm pretty bad, but he was able to walk to a house. Now, mind you, it's freezing cold out. He was able to walk to a house and get the people to call the police. Police showed up. They take everybody to the hospital. I think pretty quickly Emily was pronounced dead. Damn. You know what I mean?
Head injuries or something?
Yeah. It was his younger sister, and they were super close. So Mike also was admitted. My good friend, part of our group that, we hung out in high school, my good friend Jeff called me that night and said, hey, man, come home. Mike's really, really bad shape. Probably not going to make it. Emily's gone.
Wow.
So the next day I drove to Maine, and I think I was up there like a week, and I didn't stay in the hospital, but I was at the hospital every day, and his family was there, and they're just such a good bunch of people. There's no rhyme or reason why things happen to people. It's not bad things happen to bad people.
Yeah.
Bad things happen to good people a lot of times. So anyway, we're in the hospital, no sign of movement. He's in a coma, no sign of movement at all. And I remember this is crazy. The last day before I had to leave, we're all sitting around him, me and his friends and his family, and
with him,
sitting around the bed,
and he's just not responsive.
He's just all tubes down his throat and monitors on everything, and they were saying, look, he could be like this forever, or he could wake up right now. They really didn't know, So I think it was like maybe day 5 or 6 there, something like that. I was telling him a story. I was like, hey, Mike, I got to go home tomorrow. I love you, buddy. And I was telling some story about something that we did in high school that pissed him off, And he had his arms across his chest and I just remember his hand came up and he did the middle finger thing. And the whole fucking room just was like, because we knew he could hear us then, right?
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, my God. And then that was it. Nothing. We stayed there for hours and hours and nothing. No movement, no nothing, right? So I left the next day. I went back to Jersey, and he was still in the coma, and he was in coma for weeks after that, like weeks. And then
that's crazy.
He recovered to some degree. He was partially paralyzed. He had traumatic brain injury. Partially paralyzed on his left side. He couldn't talk very well. He had like a really bad lisp. His left arm didn't function very well. I think it was his left side.
But was he all here?
I think so. He seemed to be when I would talk to him. He was delayed. His speech was delayed. His speech was, slurred a lot. And he was basically relearning how to use one side of his body, basically, So after that, he met a wonderful girl who already had 2 children of her own. He recovered enough to. I would go home and visit with him, sit in his truck, watch soccer games, watch his wife's kids play soccer and stuff. Married a great girl, built a house by himself. Him and his dad built a house, But just knowing Mike, and nobody ever brought up Emily's name ever. But just knowing Mike, I knew that he carried a tremendous burden of guilt. You know what I mean? I just knew, not that it was ever discussed, but I knew it. So kind of goes back to your story about getting the phone call. I'm laying in bed one night. This is I guess I should rewind a little bit. The girl that he married, I guess they had some issues and they separated. So it was just Mike at the house now. And I knew this. But he'd also built himself a lobster boat. He was lobstering, which was kind of like always his dream. Built a house. Like I thought life was getting better for Mike, even though him and his girl split or whatever. Or we're going through some marital issues at least. Right. So my phone rang and I was in bed, and I remember it was a weekend, it was a Sunday, and I'd been out drinking the night before, and my phone was on the charger, and it was on my computer desk on the other side of the bedroom, and I heard it ringing, and I just said, screw it, I'm not going to answer it, And the next morning I got up and I saw it was Mike had called me, and I listened to his voicemail. I had his voicemail for a long time, and it was pretty short. But it was Mike with his lisp, and he said, hey, Rod, just Mike, just wanted to talk to you a little bit. Give me a call back when you can. Basically, that was it, right? So call back, no answer, no response. And then my good friend Dan calls me, and he's like, Mike took his life last night.
Damn.
Yeah, put a shotgun in his mouth, and it took his life. Yeah.
Damn.
Crazy. Went through all that to get better. All that physical therapy, years of rehab and years of physical therapy, got married, built a house, built a boat, and that, I guess, I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say it was the guilt of blaming himself.
Right, but I'm sure he always was, but then he found, speculating, but, and then he found, a wife and this and that, but then the wife leaves him. He's probably like fucking bottom in the barrel again.
But,
damn, dude, you think about picking that phone up, man.
I know. But I'm not really built like that.
No, you can't.
Because if I was built like that, then I would live forever with a complex about like it was my.
No, listen, he was doing
it. Wasn't intentional. I didn't intentionally ignore his call.
But he was doing it.
Yeah.
If someone's gonna do that, they're gonna do that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, called me, and then I don't know how quickly afterwards. Put a shotgun in his mouth. That's crazy, man. That is crazy, But depression is there's really no way to explain it. The reasoning goes right out the window. Rational thought is not even, when you're depressed, you don't think rationally. You know what I mean? And that's where you must have been,
Yeah, true. I get in like funks, but it's never too crazy.
My other story is who I think you knew and met, Bobby, best friend in New Jersey. People always said, because we were like inseparable. I met my best friend Bobby 25 years ago. I met him riding motorcycles. He was from Jackson. I was from Toms River. He was a big kid. He was in good shape, and kind of like jacked. I was a twig at the time, so we were riding bikes and stuff and riding motorcycles. I met him on a group ride. And we just kind of like started talking, hanging out. His brother was with us too. His younger brother, Johnny, was with us too. And he also rode. And we just started becoming like pretty tight, and then started going out and stuff. And Bobby didn't drink. He wouldn't drink. He was really into health and fitness and wouldn't drink. Wouldn't do drugs, wouldn't drink, wouldn't do anything. But he would come out, and hang out and whatever. Well, he met this girl. Again, I shouldn't, I guess, say names, but She was amazing. She was really good. Like, it was, they were going to get married. They were engaged, the whole 9 yards. Here's a good story. I remember calling him one day saying, I'm going to look at houses. He's like, I am too. I've been shopping around for houses too. So I went with a realtor one day, and I looked at like 7 or 8 houses. I looked at a couple in Beechwood, Bayville. And the very last house we looked at is the house that I bought, the house I'm still in now. This was in 2003, I think. So I looked at the house. I called Bobby, and I was like, hey, man, I'm at this house. Stop by, check it out. It's really cool. I think I might buy it or whatever. He comes by. We look out the back window. He's like, holy shit, that house right behind you is the house I put a bid in on like 3 weeks ago, and they turned it down. I underbid it. He goes, buy this, and I'm going to up my bid, and I'll buy that house right behind you. We bought our houses like a week apart, back to back, right? We put a gate in so we could walk between. We were like inseparable. I remember somebody said, one of our friends said one time, when we're out and we're asking like where Roger is or where Bobby is, it's never where's Roger or where's Bobby. It's always where's Roger and Bobby, because we were always like fucking together all the time. So, I don't know, years and years went by. Bobby started, like, he would have an occasional drink, like, now and then, He started, like, once in a blue moon he'd have a drink. But we were always going out, always hanging, riding bikes at each other's houses. And then we started lifting together because he was a big kid, right? And I wanted to be big. And he knew his way around a gym. So, we'd go, we'd work out, we'd have workout sessions. Then we'd go to Boston Market. We'd always go to Boston Market after the gym. Every fucking day we'd go to buy. I've eaten so much Boston Market in my life, it's crazy. But always with Bobby. I haven't been one time since he died. I haven't been to Boston Market once. But anyway, he and Monica started having some issues, and he started dating, started kind of dating other girls. But he was having some psychological issues, I guess, because he loved Monica, but they couldn't seem to get on the same page, and he was struggling with that a little bit. And then somewhere during that same time frame, his younger brother, who he was really close with, who lived with him, moved to North Carolina. Moved down. Their mother was down there, and he moved down there, and he'd been down there a while. He'd been down there maybe like a year, and he was involved in a really, really bad, like horrible car accident where it was a hydroplaning thing. He was in a pickup truck, and it hydroplaned, and a woman in an SUV coming the other way hit it right in the middle, and it basically cut the truck in half, and the occupants in half. It was horrendous. I saw pictures of the truck. It was really, really graphic, horrendous crash. So Bobby was heavily affected by that, like heavily affected. And then he started drinking a lot. He started going out drinking a lot. And then I heard he would be doing a little bit of drugs, doing a little bit of pills, popping pills. And that was not like Bobby at all. Like that was not, but he was just dealing with all this, angst and anger and like not understanding how this could happen, I guess. Right. So we kind of had a little, I don't want to say it was a falling out, but I didn't really I guess this is how it happened. You probably know this story too. He was out drunk drinking Sawmill, and he got into it with two of our friends, two brothers. They're friends of ours. I don't want to say their names. And he felt like he got snuck. Bobby felt like it wasn't a fair fight. He got snuck, and he wasn't going to let it go. Right. And he started like going after these guys, going to their houses, going to the work, like, yo, come fight me. Mm-hmm. Bobby was a tough kid. He wasn't a pussy at all. He'd fight anybody. But and then shit started getting destroyed on both sides. Mm-hmm. Somehow windows got broke out of one house, all his windows got broke out. It got really nasty. Well, Bobby took great offense that I wouldn't get involved and have his back. And I'm like, Bud, first of all, you've changed a lot. I'm sorry for what happened with your brother, but you've changed a lot. You're kind of becoming this person that I don't really know, and a guy that you never were your whole life. You're going out, you're drinking, you broke up with your girl, you're dating all these randoms now. You're even acting a little bit weird around them. I heard stories about like he would go to their house and sit outside their house. Like it wasn't him. It was like a totally different person. But he got incensed that I wouldn't like go battle our friends with him, because Bobby was my best friend. And we kind of had a little bit of a falling out, not really an argument or anything like that, just kind of stopped talking. And then he started hanging out with a girl that I hung out with a little bit, and I think they were both doing it to piss me off. And I just said, okay, well, you want to play that game, then so be it. And I'm, again, the light switch, I just turned the light switch off, and we're live right next to each other, and I just ignore him, wouldn't talk to him, So I was in the shower one day, and I had a roommate at the time. I had this girl lived with me that I knew in Maine. We lived together for like 7 years, totally platonic. But I heard her say, I'm in the shower, and I heard her say, Roger, someone's here to see you. And the bathroom door opens, and I'm, behind the shower curtain, and I just hear this sobbing, this crying, this like weeping, this really, really like, just like, intense sadness. And I pull the curtain back a little bit, and it's Bobby. And he's standing in my bathroom, like on his knees, not standing, but on his knees, like leaning on my sink, just hysterically sobbing, like hysterically. And I'm like, "What's wrong, man?" Right? And I'm in the shower, so I'm drying off in the shower. I get out, I just give him a hug. I'm like, "Bro, like I love you, man, but like what's going on?" He was, the gist of it was he was hurt that I wasn't. He felt like I wasn't there for him, and what happened. And we were the best of friends, and and I hugged him, and I just said, "Bro, it's tough. It's tough. You really becoming this guy that I don't know, and you got all these squabbles and beef, and you broke up with this really good girl, and now you're beefing with my friends, and and you're my friend, so it makes it really awkward and weird, and and then you're hanging out with this girl that I hung out with, and like, why do you have, of all the girls out there, why you gotta hang out with her, So he basically apologized, and then we started talking a little bit. Like, we were kind of back on track. We weren't really going out because Bobby was like a wild card at that point. I didn't know what he was going to do. Start a fight. He was just like, he's kind of angry,
Yeah.
And I'm sure it all stems back to his brother,
right,
dying, and he was angry about it. He wanted an answer. Why? Why did that happen, So, but we weren't really going out. We were just talking, texting, talking. Might see him at the gym, maybe grab Boston Market or whatever. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. I may not have this story 100% accurate, but this is what I've been told by numerous people, and I've kind of pieced it together. The little neighborhood I lived in, we all knew each other. My other friend Kevin lived right next door to Bobby. Bobby lived right in my backyard, basically. I'm at work. I was in Seaside Park delivering gasoline to a gas station down there. My phone rings, and it's Kevin. Kevin doesn't call me a lot, and he's like, "You got to get here. You got to get here right now." And I'm like, "Why? What's going on?" He's like, "I don't know, but the cops are here, ambulances are here, and they just wheeled a body bag out of Bobby's house." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Now I'm in a big fucking triaxle 9,000-gallon gasoline truck that has no business being on these little roads. I finished the delivery, right? Threw all the hoses back on the truck and stuff, and drove an 18-wheeler right to Bobby's house. And they had just taken him out. It was the coroner's car was there and stuff, and his cousins are there, and I'm so confused, and I'm like, "What the fuck? What the fuck happened?" And the story I got at the time was that his cousin who lived with him had got up. They worked together. Bobby was an electrician. Had got up and went in his room to wake him up, because usually Bobby was up first. It was like 6:30 in the morning, something like that. And he was blue, and like foam was coming out of his mouth, right?
Wow.
That's the story that I was told.
And what
what
was the autopsy?
Dug a little deeper. I don't know the autopsy, but dug a little deeper, started talking to people. A new girl he was hanging out with was there the night before. I actually ran into her randomly at ShopRite like maybe a year ago. She had a tattoo on her leg with his name on it. Yeah, after he passed away. It was like rosary beads. Yeah.
How long was she with him?
How long? Yeah. She was showing me it. And she was with her new guy, and she was showing me it. It was so weird. Creepy. But anyway, this kind of the story that I've pieced together, and I don't know how accurate this is that he had a tattoo artist come to his house. And tattooed his brother's nickname across his shoulder blades. And Bobby, for as tough as he was the toughest son. He'd fight anybody. He'd fight you and me down here in a second if he didn't like us, you know what I mean? But as tough as he was, he didn't like needles. Like, he ran a little gear once in a while, ran a little juice, did not like pinning himself. He couldn't even put a needle in his butt. He just didn't like needles. So when he got this tattoo, he took an Oxycontin, is what I was told. One Oxycontin before he got tattooed. And again, you got to remember, this was the dude that wouldn't even drink, let alone do drugs, right? So this is not the norm for him. But again, do I know he took one? I don't know. This is what I was told. And got the tattoo so that it wouldn't hurt as bad. And went to bed with the girl after that, and cousin went to bed. And the girl said that she thinks he did another one before they went to bed because his back was like a little sore or whatever, right? So that's two, which I didn't think could kill you. But the rest of the story is a little bit of a mystery. She leaves at some point in the middle of the night. She gets up. I think she had a kid, if I remember right. She had to get home. Left, got in her car, drove, let's say it's 2 a.m. She leaves. And then, fast forward to 6:30 when the cousin tries to wake him up, he's gone.
Bro, you ain't dying from 2 fucking Oxycontins.
Well, all right.
How many of them? Were they 80s or something? Like fucking 100s?
You're asking me for details. I don't know. That's just what I was told. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't know.
crazy
that sounds fishy to me,
that the guy who was so
anti-drug and stuff.
Died from drugs, man. It's crazy, bro.
So was it suicide, do you think? Or?
That's the mystery. Was it suicide? Because my take, knowing him as well as I do, and my take in the story that I guess I tell friends or we talk about was, I don't think that Bobby intentionally said, I'm going to take a bunch of pills and kill myself. I think that he was just so devastated and so hurt and so angry.
Just wanted to numb it.
That he just took reckless chances and didn't care. It wasn't like, I'm trying to kill myself, but I'm going to take a bunch of these pills to alleviate the pain inside that I'm feeling, and whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was intentional, like, I'm going to try to kill myself. I don't think that happened. He was just reckless, taking reckless chances. And, from what I hear about those drugs, is that essentially your breathing gets really slowed down and your heart.
Yeah, but dude, not two of them, bro.
Well,
come
listen,
on.
Probably it wasn't. I'm just telling you what I was told. Okay. People were awake when he took the first one. People were there. It was only the girl and him in the bedroom when supposedly she thinks he took another one. So that's all I know. But
that's crazy. Dude.
Regardless, yeah, he was buried.
Like, was she dead? Was he
dead?
Was he dead
brother
when she left? She's like, oh my God, he's dead. I gotta leave.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't know.
Can they tell? They can tell, right?
Well, I think they can tell within
time of death,
hours, not minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so those are a couple horrific stories. He's actually buried in North Carolina. I've been down there a number of times to see him.
Why North Carolina?
That's where his mother moved and his brother was buried. So he was buried next to his brother.
Yeah. Right.
I went there a couple of years ago to see his grave. I've been there a couple times, but yeah, it's tough.
I don't know how I feel about that.
What?
Visiting a grave.
Yeah. Why is that?
I'm just saying, like, they're not there, right? I don't know. Or is it just like more of like you're doing it? I don't know. Why are you doing it?
I wouldn't have driven there although I did with the girl that he almost married, who was the love of his life, who he should have married. That was kind of like the downfall. I feel like after they split, things just started going downhill. But I went there with her one time. Her and I just drove down together just to go see it, maybe a couple of years after he passed. And then when I went to go see my friend Caitlin,
right.
That story about coming off, that's when I came off the antidepressants and I went to go see a very ill girl and went to go visit my dead friend's grave. I cried most of the ride back down and back, but it was the same week, not even week, within a day or two of coming cold turkey off all those antidepressants that I was on, and it affects you, So I've been down to see his grave a few times, and to your point of you don't know how you feel about that, I don't think I would have driven down specifically just.
I'm not
for
saying
that.
no. I'm saying
but I will
not
say
for
this.
you. For you do however you want to do it. I'm just saying I don't wonder I never went to my dad's grave, my grandfather's grave, my grandmother's. I don't know. If they're up there, if they're wherever they are, you got to go to a grave, talk to them. I don't know.
I got a story about that, visiting a grave.
Well, we just let's fucking just make everybody more depressed. Let's everybody more depressed while we're at it.
All right, you want to talk about something else?
No, we'll talk about some of your fairy weekends. I don't know, fucking lighten the mood up. What do you want to do?
It is pretty depressing, so you're right. Let's move on.
No, go ahead.
No, it's
pretty
depressing. You just said visiting graves, which I haven't done much of, but growing up when we were, I don't think my parents would mind me telling the story. It's so old, but I certainly don't want to offend anybody. But it is personal, of course, and painful. But I'll kind of.
This seems to be the theme tonight.
I don't want to piss my parents off, but I'll keep it, kind of bland. I won't get into all the details. But at some point when my sister and I were teenagers, my mother and father sat us down and told us that we would have had a brother, but he was stillborn. My father was in Korea, actually, in the DMZ.
Wow.
And my mom was pregnant. It would have been older. This child would have been older than me, and it would have been their first child. Been older than my sister and I. I'm the youngest, but she was pregnant and went in to have the baby. And they don't fly you home for that, but when it was stillborn, they flew my father all the way home from
Korea.
South Korea to be with my mom, obviously. And they told us the story. We didn't know anything about it until we were teens, and I didn't really know how to feel about it at the time. I was like, they did say he would have had my name, which would have been kind of crazy, but I didn't know really how to feel about it, or it was just kind of a crazy story they told us, and we were kind of just digesting it. And then fast forward years and years later, my parents divorced. My mom was back to Jersey. I come down here to visit. Actually, I was just visiting at the time, and my sister said to me, "Do you want to go see our brother's grave?"
What?
Yeah.
Down here?
Yeah. He's buried.
What? Wait,
They
was still.
They were living in Jersey.
Wow.
My dad was living in Jersey at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. So we did. It's way up north somewhere. I forget, out by like Wayne area. And my sister knew where it was.
So wait, your mom had to give birth to it?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Man.
Just says, excuse me, the headstone just says the Matthews baby. That's all it says.
Damn.
Little headstone. But
So
went up
it
there.
doesn't say fucking Roger.
No.
So you're not second choice, Roger.
I kind of am. I
You
guess.
kind of are, bro.
Kind of am. You make the most heartfelt, compelling, fucking passionate story, and you're still just fucking morbid old Frankie.
I'm fucked up, bro.
You are, bro. You're going to hell.
No, I'm not.
So yeah,
I'm
that was you talk about visiting. I've never been back since. That was the only time.
That's
I don't
crazy.
feel the need to go back. It's not as if.
No, I think my
You know.
grandmother had a stillbirth. I know she had a couple of miscarriages.
Okay.
You know, and that's kind of normal back.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
don't know about you're not that old.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it definitely happened. I think with more frequency. I think
Yeah,
delivery
but my
has
grandma
come
was
a long
much
way.
older.
Now,
you know?
now basically the answer is if there's any trouble or jeopardy
figure
there,
it out,
C-section.
yeah.
No, they
Oh,
basically
right,
do a C-section and take you out.
But
Not
that was
not-
the issue? No, that wasn't the issue, I don't think, right?
I
Or you
listen.
don't know. Yeah.
Again, I don't think my mom even listens to the show, but I don't want to, offend. I mean, it's a personal story, but I
Yeah.
believe, if I remember correctly, the umbilical cord was wrapped around the throat. And I think that's how it happened. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, but yeah, I don't visit many graves, but I visited that one,
Yeah.
and I visited Bobby's twice. So,
Well, my dad don't have a grave. I just remember that his ashes.
oh, he's cremated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My grandmother's in a mausoleum with my grandfather.
I had my dog cremated. I was really seriously, and you're gonna be like, yeah, right. I was seriously considering having him stuffed, but I called around. I was
Dude,
gonna
don't
have
fucking
I was gonna have my
stuffed.
dog stuffed.
That's fucked up, bro.
I was gonna do it. I was gonna do
A
it.
taxidermist?
Yeah.
That's
and people,
fucked
and there
up.
are people that do it, but
That's
the
fucked up,
problem
bro.
is you got to deep
Can I get you
freeze them.
stuffed? Can I get you stuffed?
No, that's illegal. They tried to do that on Jackass. You can't do it. But you have to deep freeze your fucking dog after he dies, and then the waiting list is like a year. So then you freeze your own dog, and then you take it there. They put it in a freezer.
Wait. You have to freeze your own dog in your own freezer?
Yeah. And then you bring it to them. They put it on ice
When, like
there.
a fucking
And it's
a
like
Yeti
it's
cooler
like
to put it in?
It's like a year wait, and it was like $2,500. And I was like, I don't want him stuffed that bad. So.
Which one, Diesel?
Diesel, yeah.
Dude.
Diesel was a badass.
He was cool.
His collar said one bad motherfucker on it from like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
He was awesome. Yeah, he died of cancer.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
They say all dogs die of cancer, though, right?
Pretty much, man. You know the crazy part with him, I had him, he was a French bulldog, and bulldogs don't have a crazy long life. Usually it's around 10,
They're
12
not meant.
years.
I heard
Yeah.
they can't even mate on their own.
Yeah, they're
right?
not. They don't have long
They have to
lives.
be artificially inseminated, I think.
Is that true?
Yeah.
But they're pretty problematic. They're great dogs. Loved him to death. But he
was a big French bulldog.
He was, yeah. I don't know that he was a full bred, although I had all his paperwork that said he was, but he didn't look like it at
He
all.
had some bully in him.
Yeah,
well, I
I
guess
think
they
so.
do. They do anyway.
He had longer legs than normal Frenchies,
Right,
you know,
right.
and was bigger. He was like almost 40 pounds, which is a fucking
That's huge, bro.
monster Frenchie, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't get him. He was a gift from the ex. So
What's
anyway.
her name?
So anyway, long story short, not that ex.
Oh, it's a
he
different
started. He
ex?
started when he was failing. He started peeing on the floor, and that dog would never pee on the floor. He could go like 2 days without peeing, and I knew something was up, so I took him in. I think I told the story. I took him in. They said, "Oh, he's got like
prostate cancer.
like a UTI almost or something like that. Not a
Really?
UTI, but something along those
Oh,
lines."
you've had them.
Yeah. So they gave me some medicine for him. Brought him home. Gave him medicine. Didn't pee.
Cranberry juice.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they say?
Well, it's got to be like the 100% cranberry juice. I
Yeah.
think.
Not
be
Ocean
that,
Spray?
Can't be that Ocean
Can't
Spray
be Ocean
stuff.
Spray? Isn't that from Jersey? Ocean Spray?
Ocean Spray, yeah. Well, I
Cranberry
listen. I don't know
bogs.
if it's from, but there are ocean. I pass them when we go riding the back roads.
Cranberry bogs.
Yeah.
Like Double Trouble, right?
Yeah. No, way down
past,
south.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's what they diagnosed him with. Brought him home, gave it to him, and within weeks, he was now pooping on the floor.
Oh,
you know what I
man.
mean? And there's no way that dog. So I was like, wait a minute, something's real. I bring him back. They X-ray him, and they're like, he has a massive tumor. It's massive. It's like bigger than his other organs in his body. And he was kind of like swelling up. He was kind of getting a little big by this time. And I said, well, I felt like saying, well, fuck, I was here a couple fucking weeks ago. Like, it didn't happen that fast. Like, I feel like they gave me a bad diagnosis the first time.
Right.
But anyway, long story short, they said we can operate. He'd have to stay here overnight. We'd have to diagnose him in the morning, make sure he makes it through the night. We take all his vitals, whatever. We could operate on him tomorrow, but there's no guarantees. It's a massive tumor. So I just looked at the doctor. There was a couple people in the room, but the head doctor, and I said, if it was your dog, would you operate? And he said, no, I wouldn't. I said, well, then I'm not operating. I said, let me take him home, make him as comfortable as possible.
Give him some drugs and shit.
They gave him some drugs, bro. I don't know what they gave this dog, but he was like a fucking puppy for a month. Like running around like I never.
Yeah?
Bro, like a puppy.
Man.
I gave him ice cream every night, hamburgers every night, and then by like almost a month in, he was like losing his hair. He was like bloated. Like you could tell he was in pain.
Just
and
give you that medicine.
I had to fucking take him and have him put down, which was a tough ride, but I feel like everybody's had to do that,
Yeah, my dog Achilles, but he was like, he had a stroke. He was catatonic in a room.
Oh shit!
I picked him up. He was like,
you saw it happen, or you just walked
No. I remember Tino. I remember it was Tino. He was in Tino's room. He's like, he had to be 4 years old. Achilles peed in my room. I'm like, motherfucker! I was mad. I'm running up there. I'm like, what the hell? And I seen him just like this.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Seizure.
Oh, stroke.
Oh, stroke.
Yeah, stroke.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then he was literally catatonic.
I had
open, and Renee did not want to, put him down. I'm like, Renee, this dog ain't coming fucking back. We left for like a couple hours.
No movement, just eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nothing.
Wow. We had a dog as kids when my sister and I were little. That would have epileptic seizures, and the only way, we lived in a log cabin, but like it was like a split, like a bi-level, and like a split level. Had like the upstairs, then you walk down like 6 steps, then you had the living room, and then you walk down on another floor, which is kind of the floor he hung out on, but it was a concrete floor with just like tile over it, so it was like super hard. And when he would go into these seizures, he would bang his head, so if you heard it happening, you had to get to him quick and stick a pillow under his head and just like sit there with him. So then, so he wouldn't beat it, like he would bleed. He would beat his head so bad, right?
What kind of dog?
It was a mutt, but it was like a black lab, but a mutt, It was mixed with something else. But we took him to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, there's not a lot you can do about it. Try giving him Caro syrup." They seem to feel like it was like
what?
Yeah, it's called Caro syrup, Karo syrup.
What's
it's
that?
like high in sugar, I guess, which supposedly would help bring him out of these seizures. And I could just remember me and my sister like spooning this shit down his throat when he's shaking his head around. I don't know if it helped or didn't help. He would still have the seizure, but maybe it stopped it sooner. I don't fucking know. But yeah, we would give him Caro syrup. Yeah,
Caro syrup. I never heard of that ever in my life.
It's clear. You heard of it? Corn syrup. Yeah. It's like corn syrup, I guess.
Is he just? It's spelled a little different. It's spelled like the font's a little different. It's really corn syrup. Caro syrup. Get the Caro syrup. Oh, that's corn syrup, Roger.
Fucking dick. You're a dick.
Oh man, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
How often that happened? Like,
how often it have seizures?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it lived most of his life without having one. It was definitely older by the time.
But the end. Oh, yeah. The end. Oh, okay.
Not like the end. I definitely went on for a year or two before the dog passed away. But and I would say, again, I was little when this happened. I would say maybe it would have a couple a month, something like that.
Yeah.
But if you weren't home when it happened, the poor dog would fuck itself up because it would just beat its head. It might be out in the yard just beating its head against the fucking, So, like, anytime you were there, you had to, like, try to help it to not, beat its... It would fucking, like, bite its tongue and shit. It was sad,
And my other dog died from a heart murmur. He's only a year and a half old.
Yeah, I remember
Dempsey.
that. Yeah.
He was a fucking animal, that dog.
He actually passed from it?
Yeah. I remember I came home. I came home late. I'm, like, looking for the dog. I'm calling him. Dempsey calling him, like, going looking at all the rooms, he's locked in. I'm like, I had to wake my Renee up. I'm like, Renee, I can't find the fucking dog. And sometimes he was like so prey driven, like he would like dig for a fucking animal sometimes. Like maybe he's in the back, like behind the shed. So I go in the way back behind the shed, nothing. I'm like, where the fuck is he? What the fuck? I'm like, he couldn't have got out, And I go on the front lawn, and he was doing like I must have been whipping it in the front lawn. And just died in one of the turns. And literally was just...
Really?
Yeah. I was like, fuck.
Really? Wow, that's sad, man.
But we knew he had a heart murmur.
Yeah.
But the doctor's like, dude, because the doctor said to us, he's like, this is one of the biggest heart murmurs I've ever heard. He's like, but I couldn't believe your dog's 90 pounds. Like, he's a healthy dog. He wouldn't. Like, I'm like, he don't know he has a fucking heart murmur. He's good to go.
So you knew prior to him passing that it could kill him. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad with that foreshadowing to know, like, my dog could die any day, or if it's just better to not know. I don't know. Crazy. You guys got like a farm here, though, man. You got to have crazy animal stories. You always got. What was it you had? Gerbils, right? Fucking.
We got a. What's it? We didn't have gerbils. That's what you got in your fucking your weekends. Are gerbils. No, we had hamster. We had hamsters, and then we have a guinea pig.
Oh, which is the one that you will lose for weeks sometimes, and then you'll hear it in the middle of the night. And you're like, oh, that fucker's still alive.
That's the hamster. Yeah.
What was it? A wheel or something? You would hear him get on.
Yeah. Chris would sleep. You know, V sleeps in our room.
Yeah.
So Chris, when he comes and trains at night, he comes literally 3 a.m. sometimes after from work, and he'll sleep in V's room, and he'll be like, "I'll hear fucking animals under her fucking bed all the time." Oh man.
What do you got now? You got chickens.
We have
still have the gerbil.
Not a gerbil.
Hamster.
Guinea pig. You have the gerbils. Remember, you gerbils. Okay. You're a gerbil guy. We got the guinea pig.
All right.
We got 2 chicks. We had the two adult chickens. One's a rooster, by the way.
You got a bearded dragon, right?
And a bearded dragon. I have your bearded dragon.
That's
how crazy is that story, though?
Bro,
I got
crazy.
your fucking bearded dragon.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's what we got right now.
Right.
We did have ducks, and I brought them to the pond.
Well, technically, you didn't go seek out ducks and bring them home. They just kind of
I gave
showed
them,
up and
I
like, yo,
home.
we live here now. Yeah, you guys. I feel like you got a farm, but nothing compared to what Renee's dad's got.
Oh yeah, he has
He's
turkeys,
literally got a farm over there.
Goats, a bunch of goats.
And I feel like I almost feel like I'm going to Popcorn Park Zoo back in the day where they're all a little bit deformed.
Yeah, he got a 3-legged goat.
Yeah, isn't there something else over there? That's
there was
up?
a one-eyed dog at one point. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
All right.
Their other dog bit its eye out.
Really?
Yes.
Bit its eye out? Like the thing was hanging out or just damaged?
Well, I don't know, but yeah, damaged to the point where
Jesus, man, that's crazy.
And you get on the side where there's no eye, like, hey, you're like, oh shit.
Do you remember Popcorn Park Zoo way back in the day when they had the...
Still there.
No, they had the elephant with the trunk with the huge hole in it.
With the limp trunk?
No, it had a...
What was they called it? Roger the elephant?
It had a massive hole in its trunk. Like,
from doing coke?
I don't know.
Doing blow?
Had a deviated septum.
It's too much blow. Hey, Burt. Right? Isn't that the fucking the elephant in Sesame Street? Snuffleupagus. He's a dopehead, bro.
Yeah,
he's definitely a dopehead. Yeah. Hey, Burt. What are you doing today,
Oscar the Grouch is definitely like a homeless fucking heroin addict then.
Yeah, no.
For sure.
But the Snuffleupagus is a dopehead.
Yeah.
For real. He got the hole in his nose.
Yeah, I just remember going back.
I don't remember that. The holy nose.
I got your big toe in the shot.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh, look at them fucking things, bro. You get some manicures or pedicures.
No, I got fucked up toes.
But you get pedicures, don't you?
Have I got pedicures? Sure, yeah.
I have never gotten one.
Really? You should, man.
Nah.
You should.
I need that extra skin on my feet.
You know what it is? It's not so much about the pedicure. I don't really care about getting my nails cut. It's that they fucking like massage your fucking legs for like an hour.
Yeah, but they grind the like your calluses off. I can't do that.
Oh no, they take like a little
file
thing.
nail.
Not
they
grind it. They just kind of like
kinda.
They just
grind
like,
that shit off, bro. It's
well,
no good. I need
a file.
I need that shit though.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure you could tell them don't touch the bottom of my feet.
No, I'm just good, bro.
Yeah,
I cut my toenails myself. You paint them?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Clear?
No. You put the clear shit on at the end, you mean? No.
You don't paint them clear? I said you paint them. You said yeah.
I was joking. I thought you were joking. You're serious.
Yeah, well, I can see you doing that.
No, I don't. Do you want to look at them? I definitely don't. You can see I don't.
Would you? These
what the hell's going on up there?
It's fucking one of my kids. You son?
What about my son?
I don't know. Your son. Do you go tanning?
Do I go tanning?
Do you tan like in your backyard?
Do I go out in the sun? Yes. Do I go to a tanning bed? No.
But like sun, do you try to get sunlight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vitamin D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? What's the joke? Where's the joke?
No joke. I got vitamin D.
Do you sun your asshole like Jesse does?
No. Would you?
No. Because I feel like that's just some philosophy that likely doesn't work, and you look like a complete fucking idiot. doing
Likely
it.
he won't go all the way in and say it don't work. So likely.
Well, what is the concept behind it?
I don't know.
The concept, I think, is something
You know,
about
they
it's
say-
the only
they-
part of
they
your body
say-
that never sees sun, right?
I guess
That's
yeah.
why you spread your butt cheeks and
Yeah,
point
but
it.
you
point
know,
it at
you
the
know,
sun.
you know the lip that your lips, the skin on your lips, is the same texture as your asshole. I swear to God, did you know that? This is yes. Your lips go like this. It's the same as your asshole.
What's,
Same lips.
yo,
It's
what's
the
his
same
name?
skin as your asshole.
What's his name? RB. He's gonna be weighing in heavy on this episode.
RB.
Only you would know that.
Yeah.
Only you would know that. What do you mean the same skin?
Only I would know that. That fucking hurt. I
What do you
heard
mean
it.
the same skin. What does that mean?
The same type of skin. Is your skin on your lips the
Isn't-
same as your fucking finger? The same as your forehead?
I think so. Pretty close.
What?
It's not, how much different is it?
You think this skin is the same? It feels the same?
No, not feels the same. Is the
Exactly.
same. What it's
What do you
made
mean
of
it's the
is the same. It's not different complexity or different texture or texture maybe, but not different. It's not made up of anything different than the rest of your skin.
How do you know? How do you know? Your skin has fucking your epidermis.
Right.
Your epidermis has like 8 layers. Does your fucking lip have 8 layers?
I don't know.
I don't know. So you don't
look
know.
Look it up. Well, you don't know either.
I know that the same lips on your asshole.
How do you
are
know that?
The same lips.
How
on
do
your
you know
asshole.
that? And why do you know
I
that?
don't know. I've heard that. I've heard someone say that.
Yeah, I'm sure your boyfriend said it to you.
My boyfriend. You wish. I think Roger is really RB. That's what I think. I think Roger is really RB. He was hoping I fucking tagged him up on that fucking DM. Oh shit.
Oh God. All right, man. You got anything else for us, Frank?
I got
You
fucking nothing.
You want to
bro.
wrap
I
this
got
up,
fucking
pal?
nothing.
This is a good one. I had fun with you today,
Yeah, it was
pal.
fun. Very,
You're a little serious
laid
over
back.
there. Something. Sorry.
I'm
for
very serious.
Sorry,
I'm serious.
Sorry for the morbid
Yeah, for
dead
real, you
people
just
talk, but
fucking. I think we might have just killed a couple of people this episode.
I feel like that's a subject that like everybody can relate to, though, man. I mean,
Yeah.
especially in today's day and age, they say suicide's up like 600% or something.
Yeah, it's quite
crazy.
a bit. Quite a bit. I mean, there's just not much to live for, man. All these fucking rules. I ain't
Crazy.
down with these rules, bro.
I know, man. It's getting worse, but
Let's
that's
be
open.
done.
That's opening up a can of worms to get back into that. So
Let's not.
let's not do it. All right, buddy.
Hey,
Well,
good times, bro.
Yeah. Champ of the Tramp out.
Preach and elbow grease.